Episode 399 coming up.
Yeah, we also got to talk about a passing there.
Yeah,
The
Malcolm
Cosby
Jamal Warner.
Show, man. Yeah, man.
Bill
News
Cosby
came out
still
about
alive.
Yeah. New information came in regards to that, so we'll talk about that via TMZ. Oh, and we also had Brian Windhorst talking about Chris Paul and what's his role going to be over there with the Clippers now.
Ain't starter.
Oh, no, that's what Windhorst was talking about. So interesting. So if they're not going to start him, why did the Spurs start him? You know what I'm saying?
I'm reading an article right now from Mike Florio on PFT, Pro Football Talk, making the prediction that Micah Parsons is going to ask for a trade next season. Not this upcoming season, the following season. That the writing's on the wall that's going to happen.
Well, maybe if Jerry kept his mouth shut, things like that wouldn't happen, but Jerry's going to be Jerry.
I almost feel like I deserve, like I owe Greg Popovich an apology because he's talking about ageism that I'm accused of. Jerry Jones is so much older than Greg Popovich. It's scary.
And yet he's still alive. Jerry's still kicking.
Yeah. I think we should get into that first, by the way. What do you think?
Okay. Somebody said I misspelled the headline. I'm like, nothing I can do about it now. I'll fix it later.
Area 210, where the dreams don't fade. From the river walk nights to the Alamo shade. We rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210, it's the life that we chose.
What's up, San Antonio? What's going on, South Texas? This is the Area 210 podcast. My name is Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. Today, we're doing episode 399. Tomorrow is our 400th episode of all time. Yeah. We're going to celebrate when it comes to that. By the way, Joe, with that intro, so much of my life went by. Saw UTSA football, right? I'm a graduate of UTSA. Yeah. You see Mission San Jose. My first wedding, my first marriage took place in Mission San Jose. You see the Riverwalk. I got drunk there the other day. So much of San Antonio, man. You say I'm not puro. Maybe I'm not Exit 7, but I'm puro in many ways when it comes to San Antonio. We go for about an hour and a half talking sports, pop culture, nostalgia. We're going to get into that old man that we all like to make fun of, that old man who's too old for his job. No, not talking about Greg Popovich. We're talking about Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones making headlines yet again. Is he doing it because he knows what he's doing and he wants all eyes and ears on the Cowboys? Or is he doing it because he's bad at his job? Jerry Jones making headlines again, this time throwing shade. That's the way it's being described at Micah Parsons, the stud defensive player for the Dallas Cowboys, who wants a new contract because everyone else is getting good contracts around him. Micah Parsons feels like he's underpaid, which he is. But that's not how the Joneses do it. That's not how the Cowboys do it. So we'll talk about the Cowboys for a bit and whether or not Jerry Jones needs to stay or go. I mean, at some point. And is Steven even better? Is Steven Jones better than Jerry Jones? We're going to get into the NBA. Chris Paul. It's funny. We all hated Chris Paul until he played for the team for one season. Is he the most beloved one-season Spur of all time?
Does he deserve a freaking tribute video? I mean, he played one damn season.
I will say this. Chris Paul, his legacy here might be bigger than what we all think. It all depends on certain things. A few things.
No.
Get into that. We're going to be talking more about the passing of Malcolm Jamal Warner. That hit me hard yesterday. Theo Huxtable from the Cosby Show passed away at the age of 54. We have new information when it comes to that. Very, very, very sad because it happened off the coast of Costa Rica. He was on vacation with his wife and daughter.
Yeah.
And, for somebody who likes to go swimming in the ocean, that scared me a bit. Because I remember going out, seeing how far I can go. It'd be taken by a current. Just so sad. So sad. We'll get into whatever you have going on. Joe, how can they be part of the show? It shows that that hotline that they can get into, that 830 number.
Yeah, they just want to go ahead and share any of the media, like of course videos, uh, video, photos, clips, anything, links to something on social media you want us to watch. Go ahead and text us. Number is 830-391-9164. And we'll go ahead and share that on screen in the context of us talking about sports, entertainment, pop culture throughout the show. If it makes sense, we'll bring it on,
Oh. Some of these comments coming in this morning are really funny, man. Tex-Mex Frank says that to the intro video of the 210 podcast, we need to have that woman taking a dump downtown in front of Chica. People making fun of my shirt. What's wrong with my shirt?
Somebody said
I'm literally wearing a polo shirt that zips.
Somebody said how much. Oh God, dude, why? JHNSB said, "Hey Mike, how much to pull the zipper down?" Well, you just gave it to him for free.
You know what? It's because of the way that the way I'm boxed in this, it looks like it's a onesie, but it is literally a polo shirt. So very, very nice. Asking if it's a Lululemon top. No, it's not, but I did buy a Lululemon shirt the other day at La Cantera. It was a Hawaiian type shirt because Chica and I are going to Miami to go visit her daughter next weekend. Not this weekend, but next weekend. So I needed to get some clothes for that. Joe, let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys to get going, man. Training camps are going on, right?
Yeah.
The lights are on. The Cowboys are going to go to get their fans over there. Are they in Oxnard still? They still do that in Oxnard, California?
Yeah, Oxnard, California. Since we are going to be talking about the Cowboys, I got to do the sound drop.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
So there we go. How about them Cowboys? How about Jerry?
Since then, man. I was watching Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl highlights the other day. The video is so grainy because it is VHS. And this man, the Crypt Keeper, is still in charge of the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, he owns the Cowboys. Bought them back in the late '80s. Jerry Jones, when he was winning Super Bowls with the team, was a young man. That was what, Super Bowl 30 was the first one that they knocked down. They won 3 in 4 years, if I'm not mistaken. Last one happened in the spring of 1996.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, Joe. It's coming up on, has it been 30 years yet? It's going to be 30 years this year.
It's been
30 years this year. So think about that. Jerry Jones was in his late 40s when he took over the Cowboys. He was in his early 50s when he started winning Super Bowls. And again, he likes to have the limelight on him. It's all about Jerry Jones, right? Look how good I am. It's the narcissism that is involved with being a billionaire. All billionaires are narcissists. It's just how much of a narcissist are you? Jerry Jones still holding on to power, not only of the Cowboys, but in the NFL in general, at the age of 82, going to be 83 during the season, and he's still general manager. General manager of a team that if he had that person as his general manager, like his own accolades, he would have fired himself years ago. But there he is, according to ESPN, the talking heads at ESPN, all coming together to rank the rosters of the NFL teams, have the Cowboys at number 18 out of 32 teams. P.F. Chang's La Cantera, by the way, is powering our super chat right there, our chat lines. We do appreciate the super chats as well. They keep the show running, keep the lights on. But the idea of Jerry Jones throwing shade at Micah Parsons should not surprise anybody. That is what he does. He fumbles the ball.
Prescott catching strays in that, dude.
Yeah. He fumbles the ball every time when it comes to signing one of their star players. Back in the day, it was, when are they going to sign Dak Prescott to a contract, right? Yeah. I remember all these Cowboy fans clutching their pearls going, there's no quarterback worth $40 million. And then about 10 quarterbacks got paid north of $40 million. And the Cowboys finally locked down Dak Prescott for how much? $60 million. In an albatross of a contract that they cannot get out of. They can't get out of it because of the dead contract space, the dead cap space, if they were to move from him. Like, they would have to gut the team for 2 years to move away from him. Then came CeeDee Lamb. And before that, it was defensive players. But then it came CeeDee Lamb. And what are they going to do to sign him? Now we can't sign him for $20 million. That's ridiculous. $20 million is ridiculous. And they sign him for like closer to $30. And now it's Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons knows what's going on. He has seen this script many times. He saw it with Dak. He saw it with CD. He saw it with every other player that they do not pay up when it comes time. They do not reward their own players. They nickel and dime them. They lowball them, and then they finally pay them out. But let's hear from Jerry Jones at Dallas Cowboys training camp in Oxnard, talking about Micah Parsons and throwing shade and tossing strays at Dak Prescott. This is courtesy of the Dallas Morning News.
Just because we sign him doesn't mean we're going to have him. He was hurt 6 games last year. Seriously. We've signed, I remember signing a player for the highest paid at the position in the league, and he got knocked out 2/3 of the year, Dak Prescott. So there's a lot of things you can think about when you, just as the player does, when you're thinking about committing and guaranteeing money.
So there you go. That's what he was saying yesterday.
Jerry's going to try to get at with that. It is football, for crying out loud. It's not touch football.
This is what he's getting at, and Jerry's a dumbass for saying stuff like this. If you're going to say those things, why don't you say it before you pay said player? You already paid them. Injuries are part of the game. You know, that's a gamble that everybody takes, right? When you go ahead and you give a player a lucrative contract, because you know what? That's our star quarterback for the foreseeable future. They believed in Dak Prescott. Jerry went ahead and paid him. Dak Prescott pulls up lame. Hamstring injury, pulled the meat off the bone. Out. Done. It happens, man. Micah Parsons, he wasn't out 6 games. He was out 4 games. Jerry needs to fact check that crap. Either way, this is a bad look, especially if you're the owner of a team. You have your highest paid player, your leader of your team, and the quarterback, Dak Prescott, catching strays with this. Micah Parsons knows where he stands with Jerry. Why would he want to come back and want to give you the best that he has when Jerry clearly doesn't appreciate him? You know, oh, you were injured. I don't know if I'm going to, you're worth that money. I don't know if I want to throw that kind of cash at you. Well, you know what, Jerry? If you don't, somebody else does. Jerry opening his mouth the way he's opening his mouth right now, this is before they even get started with, you know, them going to practice and whatnot, starting the training camp back up. It's just a bad look overall. Jerry, somebody needs to just take the microphone away from Jerry and tell him, you know what, man, you need to stop, dude. He's like that old man. Get off my lawn.
Right.
You know, he's reached that age already. He's just a senile old bastard. Just get him off the stage, man.
Now, I understand if you're watching an NBA team, because we watch the Spurs closely, and you look at certain players and you ask yourself the question, why are they so injury prone? Right? Why does Devin Vassell miss so many games? Why does Jeremy Sohan miss so many games? Why, you know, then you see a freak incident happen like Kawhi Leonard and his knees. You see freak incidents happening like Wemby with deep vein thrombosis, right? It is a physical game in basketball, but you're not really expected to lose a lot of time because of injury necessarily. With the NFL, though, I mean, that's a car collision, play after play after play. You're going to have players go down, and some are more susceptible to injury than others. I can see getting pissed off at Dak Prescott because the dude always gets hurt, right? It's always an ankle. It's always something freaky, right? But when it comes to Micah Parsons, I don't consider Micah Parsons to be injury prone. Did he miss 4 games? Sure. But I don't consider him to be injury prone. Meantime, TJ Watt, who's the player that he is most compared to, signed a deal, Joe, that when it's all told, 3 years, $123 million, $41 million a year. You could have locked down Parsons for about 30. Now the price tag is 41 and going up.
Doesn't Jerry wait too long to pay his players? Like, he waits all the way up until the first game of the season. If you locked him in sooner, the asking price wouldn't be quite so high. You wait to see what the market is going to dictate, right? Instead.
Hope we lost Joe. All right, everyone give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. If you can still hear me, give me a thumbs up, man. I lost Joe on my end. And Joe is cooking. All right, Tony Roll says he can hear us. Here's the thing. I'll see if Joe can jump back in. I like the word that Joe used a few seconds ago to describe it all. It was not being able to pay the players when they expect him because he doesn't appreciate it. That was the word that Joe used. He does not appreciate the players. And that's why big name players don't ever come to the Dallas Cowboys. They never go to Dallas. We've seen player after player after player go to Buffalo, go to Denver, go to Pittsburgh, signing big contracts. They flirt, they play footsies with the Cowboys. They say they're interested in playing for the Cowboys, but ultimately do not make it happen. The reason why is because they know Jerry Jones will never pay them. And Jerry Jones is a craptacular GM when it comes to trades. For Amari Cooper, what did he get? A 5th rounder for him? Trading a 3rd rounder for Jonathan Mingo? He's doing an awful job as GM of the Dallas Cowboys. And it is just so bizarre to see Jerry Jones out there, the age of 82, about to be 83, still in power. There's no way in the world the Dallas Cowboys are going to win jack crap if you see Jerry Jones still on the sidelines. And what does Jerry Jones do when he goes down onto the sidelines anyway? He's the only owner out there. Ooh, we got a phone call coming in. We got a phone call from Joe Garcia. What's up, Joe?
Hey, lost power.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll keep going. What's that?
Whole neighborhood's out.
All right, well, I'll keep going without you, brother. Let me jump back in when you can, all right?
All right.
All right, sounds good. Well, I hate to inform everybody, but ICE has gone and invaded Joe Garcia's house. They're taking him in. I know he works at the Department of Homeland Security, but you know what? Collateral damage happens, man. But Joe Garcia just called right now saying that the electricity is out in his entire neighborhood, and that is what kicked him off the signal. But I'm still here in Conroe getting things going. Let's see if I can show some of these comments coming in. Jade HB says, Mike, a little too happy that Joe dropped. Jason Garcia says, speak by now. Jason Garcia did have a super chat earlier in the show. Says, Mike, no plastic in Mexican food. Dale Earnhardt at Pink Floyd. Last greatest hit was The Wall. Jesus. Hit that like button on the way out. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you for the super chat, Jason. We'll give you a grito later on when Joe gets back on. Sam Salinas out and says, maybe the Cowboys should hire the Democratic National Committee to give Jerry Jones the Biden treatment. Yeah, you know, I mean, come on. It happened, right? Joe Biden was acting a little senile there, and they went, they got the hook, and they took him out, and they said, you are going to be retired. And they moved on from him. Chris Gonzalez says the Crypt Keeper is telling Jerry that he needs to step down. Very, very nice. Bobby February is in the house saying, appreciate the stream. Thank you for staying on. Well, hopefully Joe will be back on in a moment. Mario Cavazza says, why, Joe? That deranged old man can talk all the shit he wants, right or wrong. Some of the crap is true, though. Rafa believes that Jerry Jones is on Epstein's list. So let's talk about that. About Jerry Jones and how long he plans to be the GM. You know, I gave so much crap to the Spurs because they held on to Greg Popovich for so long. And I was proven to be right when it came to it. Was it politically correct? No. But hey, Sith, are you serious? He's on the chat saying send him the link. You know what? I can do that. I can send you the link. What's your email, Sithy? Let's see if I can send this out there. Anybody want to jump in? Sith, give me your email address. Put it in the link there. So I don't talk to myself here for an hour and a half. See if I can get a co-host going on in here. Hey, somebody wants to jump on in. Hanover Fizz says, I've never seen Mike write about anything. Dude, I'm right about like 80% of things, dude. I bat 800. I don't say that I bet 1,000, but I bat 800 when it comes to it. Everybody, if you want to get on this, you want to be part of the stream, where's Minix when you need him? Jonathan C. Nice comment there. I can't even turn on these chats, man. I can't even turn them on. But